everyone, how you doing? Jonathan Lipp here from the Big Apple Film Festival. Thank you very much for coming to another episode of BAFF Chats. I'm here today in Tribeca, hanging out with Leshen, who's the producer of Back in Time, the Back to the Future documentary that screened at the Big Apple Film Festival. And his new film, Ghost Heads, about Ghostbusters, is screening at Tribeca Film Festival. So first, I'd like to ask Lee a little bit about each of his films. First about Back in Time, and then about Ghost Heads.
Sure. Back in Time is basically it's a look back at the last 30 years of the Back to the Future phenomenon, the whole franchise of films, as well as the fandom that surrounds it, and what we've been saying is the cultural impact that it's had on the public over the last 3 decades.
Okay, so you can tell us a little about Ghost Heads, which is playing at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Yeah, Ghost Heads is it's a little different than Back in Time in the sense that this is really about the fans. There's a little bit of behind the scenes stuff that we have, but really it's about the fans. These Ghostbusters fans are so excited about not only the new Ghostbusters coming out, but just about that this is Ghost Heads is spreading the message that they have, which is it's all about really the messaging that comes from Ghostbusters, the friendship, teamwork, doing good for the common man, things like that. That's really what the whole Ghostbusters franchise is about. And these Ghost Heads, these Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters of New Jersey, Ghostbusters of New York that are here with us today, those two franchises, among many, many others all over the world, are carrying the torch and the brand messaging that comes out of the Ghostbusters franchise. We're just simply documenting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, as far as filmmakers who are interested in making fan documentaries,
yeah.
do you use the fan base of these films to raise the funds to make the films, or
they certainly help. They certainly help. It's like when we do a Kickstarter campaign, it's twofold. You've got the fans of the project that you're working on, that you're covering, whether it's Back to the Future or Ghostbusters, and then in addition, you have the people who are excited about the films themselves. They might not be super fans. They might not wear a Ghostbusters jumpsuit, but they are still. They remember, like people like me who are. Well, I'm getting my jumpsuit. It's in the mail. My proton pack is in the mail. But then there's people who just grew up in the '80s with these movies and these animated TV shows, and they want to contribute because they want to be a part of the experience.
Right.
So it's great to have both the fans and then the people who just are kind of a little bit nostalgic about it.
Cool.
Help us out.
And once the film is completed, and once you've done the film festival run, or even during the film festival run, and then after, how do you go about targeting your market? How do you find the audience? How do you hit the audience, and how do you get them to come out and see the film?
Well, I mean, thank goodness for social media.
Yeah.
That certainly helps. I mean, we are lucky to have some really great fans for both Back in Time and for Ghost Heads. Two strong social media presences, and that gets them excited, and then they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and then on Back in Time, we were very lucky to have a great PR team working on with the studio Gravitas, and they just kind of spread our message, and it happened to coincide with our release date was October 21st, 2015, which is, as all the Back to the Future fans know, that's Future Day. So there was a lot of promotion around then, so we got to piggyback off of that. And then in addition, we had a great PR team over at Gravitas that was helping us. For Ghost Heads, Sony has been terrific with us. We've been working on this film in tandem, and the new Ghostbusters that comes out July 15th, all that marketing, all that stuff, we're trying to spread that message, and they're helping us out. For instance, for the screening we're doing tonight of Ghost Heads, Ivan Reitman did a videotape message welcoming the whole crowd. Yeah. I mean, he didn't have to do that, and that was just a real nice thing he did. But it all helps. It all helps spread the message, and it really word of mouth helps a tremendous amount. And then once you get onto the Netflixes or the Hulus or the Amazons, there's word of mouth that comes from that because you see it, and then it's, oh, did you know this was on Netflix? I've got tons of people that come up to me and say, I saw your movie on Netflix, and they were just scrolling through and saw a DeLorean time machine, and they said, what's this? It's not Back to the Future, but what is it? Similar thing is going to happen with Ghost Heads once that comes out.
Do you release theatrically before you go onto Netflix?
We did not release theatrically with Back in Time. With Ghost Heads, we're not sure what we're going to do yet.
Okay.
But we're definitely going to be on one of the platforms for people to see.
Cool. And my last question for you is, in Back in Time, you had some of the stars of the film.
Right.
and in Ghost Heads as well. How do you go about attracting the talent from the films into your documentary?
Sure. Well, we've been very lucky, both on Ghost Heads and on Back in Time, to have, I always call like the godfather of our film. On Back in Time, it was Bob Gale, who was the writer, co-writer and producer of all 3 Back to the Future movies. He's sort of the caretaker of the franchise. And Bob, from the very beginning, was involved with Back in Time, and he was really a caretaker of our film as well. For Ghost Heads, we've been very, very lucky, and so to answer your question, he helped us get in contact with some of the people, and then other people we reached out to their agents.
Right.
It's great to have an IMDb Pro account.
Yes.
That gives you the access. IMDb Pro, if you're listening, feel free to sponsor. And then after that, for Ghost Heads, we're working very closely with Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd's company Ghost Corps at the Sony lot, and we have a guy named Eric Reich over there who has been our godfather. He's been terrific. Wow. He has helped. Without him, we couldn't have done half the interviews we did, with the Dan Aykroyds, the Sigourney Weavers, the Ivan Reitmans, Paul Feig. I mean, they've all just been very supportive, because it's almost like they're fans of their own movie. And then, the Ghostbusters that we have here today, they've all been great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Again, Back in Time, Back to the Future documentary, Ghost Heads, the Ghostbusters documentary, premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival. Lee Leshen, thank you so much.
Thank you,
We
Jonathan.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care, guys.